Hi guys, welcome back to Summer Equals IPL. We've had quite a bit of the IPL done, and we're into the last leg of this incredible tournament. Let's just quickly talk about what our top four picks look like, where they stand, what we can expect from this last leg of the IPL. We've seen some really good games, some high-scoring games, a lot of 200 plus scores. It's been an exciting IPL. We've also seen some lower, scores playing an important role in this IPL. We've seen sides defend totals like 130s and the 125s. In a lot of ways, I think this IPL has given a lot. Let's just quickly wrap up everything that's happened so far and look ahead to what is left in the IPL. Rishi, what have you made of the tournament so far? Has it been exciting? Has it lived up to the expectation that you had?
I mean, at the start of the IPL, you could see a lot of people, saying ki, this IPL hasn't been IPLing like previous IPLs and stuff like that. I mean, it was kind
Mm,
of slow. It was pretty. It was kind of a slow start, but then again, like the kind of surprises, the kind of unpredictable results, performances, like it's off the charts at this point. And like you look at the table, it is extremely close. Like probably other than GT and maybe CSK, you can't the other even CSK they're ahead of Mumbai by just 1 point. So like
yeah,
everyone except for I think if GT win their next game, they're qualified for sure, right?
yeah.
And so like yeah, like there are three still like there's still three spots left with like 2 or 3 games to go for everyone. So like that's a pretty it's gonna be a grandstand finish at least for the group stage at least.
True. But Adi, like at a point in time, we had so many teams on 10 or 8 points. Like it was so tight. Literally, anybody from last place to second or third could have qualified. That was insane. Like, have you ever seen that in other IPLs? It really was a very tight and packed table.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I can remember that like for a long time. I don't think we've seen this before. Especially even at a point, Delhi were on 8 points after, the RCB win. So
Exactly, exactly.
like from Delhi till Mumbai Indians, there's basically like from third to tenth, like anyone could qualify. So it's been exciting in that sense, because we've seen a lot of upsets in a sense. We've seen a lot of tight games, a lot of 200 chases, which this is our highest number of 200s in the IPL, and I'm pretty sure it's the highest number of chases of like above 200 runs. I mean, you've
Yeah,
seen Mumbai chase 200 3 times in a row now. 3 times in a row, and defended 200 yesterday also. So you're seeing like every game is literally 200, 200, 200. It's like 180, 190 minimum. So it's been fun in that sense. Batting has been amazing this year. I feel like we got a lot of superstars, with Jaiswal and a few other Indians like Tilak Verma and stuff. So overall, it's been an exciting IPL, dude. Like apart from being an RCB fan,
yeah.
it's the same thing for us. But apart from that, it's been like a very entertaining IPL. Like teams like Mumbai having a very bad start. Three loss
Yeah.
and then it's third on the table, literally 1 point behind Chennai, and like it's fun. It's going to be a very very tight race the next last 3 games.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a tight finish. Let's just talk about Mumbai Indians. Rishi, what a turnaround for Mumbai. They've really come to the party in the, middle part of the tournament. Guys like Nihal Vadera and, Surya have come good in this part, and a lot of the credit probably goes to them for their performances with the bat. What have you made of it from a Mumbai perspective?
I mean, Mumbai have historically been a team who are, late starters. They join the party pretty towards the tail end or like business end of the tournament. So in that aspect, I'm not very, like of course, like I was really concerned because the performances, even when we lost, were like it was not encouraging at all. Like you could
Yeah,
like
true.
the only positivity was coming from Tilak Verma, and that's not a good sign. But then
Yeah.
things have really picked up at a really fast pace. But so that's pretty encouraging. But then again, I'm not convinced by our bowling side. Like of course, the fact that we've chased down 200s and then we've also put up 200 against Gujarat is like really good. But again, like we that hasn't translated to our bowlers necessarily coming good when it's actually needed. Even yesterday, Rashid Khan was pasting us left, right, center, and it would have if they had like 1 or 2 wickets, maybe the story would have been different. So we can't be completely reliant on the batsmen pulling out Houdinis all the time. So yeah, like
Hmm.
of course we're looking good, but then again, like if we are to really go for the title, we have to do something about the bowling.
Right. Adi, yeah, you were saying.
I mean, it's kind of harsh, if you talk about bowling lineups, and especially
I
looking at the
feel, I
games
feel the
yesterday,
same.
especially, they
At the
actually did well.
Wankhede, man.
They got the
Yeah.
important in the beginning, Gill, Saha, Hardik, literally in the power play. I feel like, funnily enough, I feel like the bowling did very good because 218 in Wankhede is still chaseable. We saw how Mumbai itself chased 200 runs against RCB within 16 overs. So I feel like 200 is a target you can chase, and
Bro, from this IPL onwards, you can literally say any total is
yeah,
chase. It just feels
yeah,
that way.
exactly. Especially in the Wankhede, bro. Like it's a place
Yeah.
where you can easily go and play. Like Wankhede, Eden Garden, Chennai. I feel like these stadiums are like places where you can go, and even if you concede 200 runs, you still have that confidence. You can go and chase it, especially against a very good batting lineup with in GT, the table toppers. I feel like they did well yesterday compared to the other games, especially. They got the early wickets. They got Gill. They got Hardik in the beginning in the power play. I feel like they did well. I mean, Rashid Khan, I feel like that was just another anomaly of an innings. He just came, he
Hmm.
bowled 4 wickets, scored like 78 runs, 79 runs. So
Yeah.
that was Rashid Khan was just doing Rashid Khan. I can't like really, I mean, yeah, fair enough. Like you can tell like the bowlers couldn't get his wicket, but there's some days you can't just do anything about it. And I feel like Rashid Khan's day was yesterday. But
Mm.
overall, like I feel like do suddenly Mumbai have these random new players who's coming in, playing for them. Tilak Verma and Madera, and yesterday even Vinod played. He scored like a lot of runs, useful runs. And Sky's back in so-called form. So like it
Mm.
I feel like everyone's batting well. Ishan Kishan's playing well. He gets those 30, 40 runs.
True.
Uh, it looks good for them, especially, beating GT, the
Mm.
tabletop. You expect them to easily beat Mumbai Indians. But again, when I look at the run of games, I feel like they've beaten all the easier teams, which I feel like they should beat. Like the Punjabs, they beat what? Punjab, they beat Delhi Capitals, they beat KKR, they beat RCB, they lost to
The
CSK.
RCB, the RCB and GT wins were like pretty convincing wins, no?
True.
Yeah, but the other thing with RCB, dude, RCB, when you look at them, struggling against DC, and they struggle to defend like 180 runs against Delhi Capitals in the Arun Jaitley Stadium. So I feel like there itself you could see that the bowling lineup's not that great. And I don't, as I said before, RCB is just a bit not again one of not the top teams. I feel like yesterday's win was a very bold statement, especially with Rohit Sharma coming back. But again, I just feel like overall I've still not been very impressed with them because I remember like 3 games ago, like no 2 games ago when they played CSK, they were very very ordinary. But over the 3 games,
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, they've been very good over the past 3 games. They've chased 200 twice. They scored 200 runs yesterday also. So yeah,
For me, like the question marks
I
on,
want to put
huh?
one thing across that, like when I went in on the bowling lineup, it's just that like the lineup isn't at all convincing. Like you see, at least for
Fair,
other
fair, fair.
teams, like for RCB, there's Hazelwood. For CSK, they've pulled out like someone like Pati Rana out of nowhere. He's been really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the serious teams, they have at least like for GT, there's like Shami and Rashid Khan. So like
Don't.
the higher on the
yeah,
table, they have like one or two like proper bankable bowlers, like
Yeah,
who
yeah.
would like the 4 overs you can at least like bank on it for sure. Ki, okay, if you
Rishi.
might one of them might go for runs, yeah, Rahul.
No, is your go-to bowler Piyush Chawla right now?
Yeah, I was coming to that. Like Piyush Chawla is
Yeah, yeah.
happening to like pick all the wickets for us and be the top wicket taker. And like if you'd asked, like if we had this question ki if Piyush Chawla will be a regular starter for Mumbai Indians at the start of the IPL, I don't think all of us would be in unison saying ki Piyush Chawla is going to start. So
Yeah,
that's coincidence. That was not planned beforehand. So that is what I was concerned
yeah.
about.
I think
And
bring back
before
Arjun
we
Tendulkar, bro.
with the fact that Jofra Archer went off injured, and his replacement is Chris Jordan, and who's again been getting he's been he's not
yeah,
up. quality and stuff. So that is what is concerning me.
Mm. Dude, so even for me, like before the start of the season, when I thought about Mumbai, the question marks were over the bowling itself. They look too good a batting side to not score like 200 runs in a game. Um, but somehow I think they're out batting teams, which is what is working for them. And I just want to see how
Yeah.
long it's going to go. But anyways, let's move on from Mumbai. They look like they're in a good place to make the top four. Let's talk about Gujarat Titans. Somehow I always feel like Gujarat is not a side that convinces me, but they just keep delivering, dude. Like, what is it about this GT side? I never understand how they're so consistent. They've got some key players like Rashid Khan, Mohammad Shami, who always deliver, but somehow they just don't look like a side that has much of an X factor. But they turn up. Adi, what is it about Gujarat that is, like helping them reach where they are?
Dude, yeah. So like, recently I was watching this Hardik Pandya interview, where he was saying, how like his captaincy, especially taking responsibility with Gujarat, the team building process. So he went on saying, like he came from Mumbai Indians, like he said he's seen two very successful IPL teams, that's Mumbai Indians and CSK. And he was telling how, how Mumbai Indians work is like, they build in like the superstar team, they're like they have all those superstar players over time, and like that either one or two players are always going to end up playing those super performances, and that's how their
Mm,
team has been built over the years. Like they've always had those star names. And then he said like how CSK, even though they don't have like a that flashy names, they all have like good all-round cricketers. He was saying like the team environment and the team building there, it's more of playing for each other, playing as a team, playing as an environment. And he said that obviously Gujarat, you can't go in the auctions and just buy those stars. So he felt like he needed Gujarat to ensure to have a team which has a very balanced squad, which play for each other, which have that environment where we go and play for each other and just go to win. I feel like that's what's working for them,
mm,
because again, Saha hitting 84, 85 runs, I don't think it's
yeah,
going to happen anywhere else. I just feel like Hardik Pandya has, ensure that team that they have, they stick together. And dude, Gujarat always have the same 11 almost every time. We don't really see much
that's true.
changes with them. They have a very solid 11, and it's something they built from last season. There's not much changes this year also. Last year they had Lockie Ferguson. This year they have Mohit Sharma. That's like I feel like that's the only change, and Noor Ahmad has come in this year. But apart from that, it's almost the same foundation, same team. And I feel like it's just that they
Yeah,
continue the winning formula. And I just feel like that team environment is like very good and a very healthy space right now. And dude, it's funny, like they've been here only for 2 years, and we've already made them like, the top team where they're going to come top always and just
yeah,
end up winning the games. So yeah, credit
yeah.
to Hardik.
They honestly keep surprising me, and it's true. Like Hardik Pandya has. It seems like he's matured as a cricketer a lot, and this captaincy role has really helped him. The Gujarat side looks very solid. I don't see any flashy players again, but somehow they just keep pushing over the line, and they're doing a great job at the moment. You can't question anything that they're doing. But let's move on from Gujarat and talk about another popular side. RCB obviously have not had the best of games of late. Rishi, there is clearly a lack in I'd say finishing batting in RCB of whatever I've seen so far. If you lose Maxi early, you don't really have anyone to bank on. Dinesh has not been the same DK from last season. Lomror has been good in patches, but apart from that, there is not enough batting towards the death. And in terms of bowling, you just don't know who is going to turn up when. It just seems like there are a lot of question marks over the bowling. What do you think has been off for RCB in the last few games?
I mean, as when it comes to batting, it's pretty evident that like if the top three fail, it's pretty much like done and dusted. Of course, like Mahipal Lomror had a like one of those games where he really contributed versus GC, but then again, um, yeah. So the difference if they had probably someone like Anuj, not Anuj Rawat. I'm so sorry. Um, Rajat Patidar, my bad. So if they
Yeah,
had someone like Rajat Patidar would have been day and night because the he's like over the last couple of years he's really matured as a you know as a quality cricketer, and they're definitely missing that dependable like who like person who could come down. And then
Mm.
again, like of course, like we can say that this is the type of cricketer that Glenn Maxwell is, but I this is like again, it's just a personal opinion of mine that he should start playing a bit more responsible innings, like you see him getting out in the most bizarre ways and like the most needless ways. And of course, yes, even we've seen Sky also get out like in like of course the similar fashion. But then again, I personally feel that someone like Glenn Maxwell, in especially such dire situations where like he's coming out to bat in like the third over or the fourth over, and especially when you know that there's no depth, it all like putting runs on the board is your responsibility. Okay, you can't just be
Mm.
like my way or the highway. Like I'm gonna play
No,
like my.
bro, I understand what you're saying, but I know just to come to Maxi's defense, over the last few games, at least like the last game, and I remember even the RR game, when Maxi came in to bat during the power play, he did, I feel, take some responsibility. All the fours that he hit in the power play were, grounded shots, just timing. And then he started I mean, obviously batting the Maxi way after the power play. I know it's still not the best version that, we see. I understand what you're saying, but I feel like to his defense, he has matured a bit and he does take a little more of a cautious approach, especially when he comes into bat, say in the fourth or fifth over or the third over, like during the power play.
See, this would have been perfectly like this would have been ideal for the team if someone like Rajat Patidar is there down to bat, like like who can come
Mm-hmm.
in even in the 11th or the 12th over. Like, but when okay, it's either like far you're batting alongside either Faf or Virat, and you need those runs on the board. You need a good partnership that will take you down to like 14th or 15th over. Like I just feel that he has to pace out his innings and really stick around till the deep. And as far as bowling is concerned, I mean, as far as batting is concerned,
Mm.
that's the thing. And yeah, like it's nothing new when it comes to RCB and having problematic bowlers and like having really dire issues when it comes to bowling. And to be honest, we are like I think in the DC game, even Josh Hazelwood got sent for plenty of runs. That was pretty surprising. But then again, um, yeah. So yeah, when it comes to RCB, the bowling is the it's always been the Achilles heel.
Dude, Adi, like, I know like RCB obviously haven't been great, but is there like a injury crisis that is going on in RCB? You feel like injuries have played a huge role because Patita's gone off injured. We've lost Reese Topley. We've lost David Willey. That's three guys that probably played an important part over the course of the season. Do you think we've been unlucky of sorts to not have these guys in the team?
Okay, wait. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the injuries have, played a huge factor in RCB this year. But when we talk about RCB, it's been like their culture. It's not something new. And I feel like over the past 2, 3 years, I feel like these problems are more deep rooted in just, injury crisis or, players like Maxwell, Siraj not performing in those key moments. I just feel like, firstly, RCB as a team, I don't think they're serious as a franchise. When you look at the coaching staff, I don't see any, bowling staff, batting staff. I don't think they have really. I don't even think they have a bowling coach or a batting coach there. And I see all the teams do it. I see like Mumbai Indians. I see your KKRs, your CSKs, your what do you call your GT. They have like a proper bowling coach. I see them always like Ashish Nehra, Sachin. I see all these players helping that. I've seen like even with Ara and Malinga, I see them trying to help the bowlers, giving their tips like dude, you see all these teams, they always have an ex-player who's played in IPL for years. Like literally every team
Mm.
apart from RCB. That's one thing I observed. Like, and I just feel like overall the coaching staff itself is not that serious when they come to build a team. I don't think the scouting's been good enough. We can see with the type of Indian players we bought, especially we had a new auction last year and still it's been very average Indian players apart from your Virat and like we don't have any good Indian players. Like Patidar and Lomro are the only two players we've cotton, which like Patida, yes, even though it's been a small sample size, he sparkled a lot last season. Lomro also
Hmm.
again has not been consistent enough. He hasn't even had a solid position in the team. Sometimes he comes number three, sometimes he comes number four, sometimes he comes number five. So like apart from that, I just think RCB as a team don't have a solid plan itself. The team building, it's very unbalanced squad. You see they have like the foreigners. I just don't think they have the right balance in it. We don't have a finisher. Last year, we got saved with DK being that finisher, but it was just not enough. DK as a wicketkeeper has been terrible since last year. We've
I
seen
think I
him
agree. Yeah.
top sitters. As a wicketkeeper, basics, he can't do it. Like literally last game, we saw Anuj Rawat making a difference. Could have made a huge
Hmm.
difference also, but like he made a difference with the keeping.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like overall, I just
I
think
agree.
RCB, they don't have a proper plan, dude. Like even with the bowling, like I don't know why I don't understand why Harshal Patel is an impact player first of all. Like you can literally make Siraj an impact player because Harshal Patel can help a bit with the bat. Like Siraj can't do anything.
Hmm.
Hazelwood can't do anything with the bat. So I don't get why Harshal
Yeah.
Patel is sitting as an impact player. I don't know why Hasaranga is continued to be played, even though he gets smacked all over the field literally every game. And dude, like one thing with Siraj I've seen over time, I feel like first of all I don't think he gets that help in bowling because Siraj I think he needs to be guided a bit. When you see him in the Indian team, he gets guided a lot because we have that coaching stuff around. But when you see with RCB, he just bowls the same line length every single ball. It literally doesn't change. And I just feel like overall the coaching staff hasn't been serious enough, to make changes in the team. I don't think we have a great coaching staff itself, and I don't think a scouting network is good enough to, get those talents. Like, dude, like I can't remember the last time RCB produced a player of their own. Over the past 3, 4
Fair.
seasons, literally
Mm.
nothing. And maybe Siraj is the only player. Like apart from him, I don't think we've produced anyone else for the Indian team, nor for us itself. And I feel like it's just more
Mm.
deep rooted. And until the coaching staff is changed, and there's a huge backroom staff removed, and getting new players. I think we need players who've been in the IPL, legends, or at least people who know what they're doing. I just think these guys are
Mm.
criminals too.
It's pretty harsh, but anyways, okay, it's fine. Yeah,
Just
Rishi,
to
I've
add
just,
to Avi,
yeah,
like a few years back,
yeah.
we RCB hired Mike Hessen with a lot of reputation, with a lot of noise
Mm.
that he's going to be the one coming to reform the
Dude,
club and
that's
franchise and stuff.
Mm.
That's fine, but you need to have a proper coaching staff, dude. Like you look at other teams, they always have like players around. I've never seen an RCB bowling coach, helping the bowlers at certain situations. You can see Malinga helping in RR. I've seen, your what do you call it, Ashish Nehra helping with GT. I don't think the bowlers are getting any help, bro. Like 2 games continuously. What was the change? For example, what was the change from, the DC game to Mumbai game in the bowling? Did you
But
see any
but
strategic
again,
difference?
Ali, but I think yeah, maybe like the bowling coach, may not the bowling coach, but like
But
the coaching
yeah,
setup
not
isn't good enough. But to be fair to Adam Griffith, who is the RCB bowling coach, has always been quiet. He's been more of you've never seen him come on the field or like pass messages during actively pass messages during the games and things like that. Just to be in his defense, but again, of course, there is an element where yeah, we don't have. I feel like we don't have enough Indians in the coaching setup. That's the first thing. Because
Yeah, that's
there's
also there.
nobody who knows India better than Indian cricketers, and yeah, and that's something that we RCB did an interview with Anil Kumble recently, and he said he's not gotten any offers from RCB. Fair enough. He's someone who knows the Chinnaswamy very well. He's played for RCB. Think there is an element, the coaching element to it. I agree with you. But anyways, we'll see where all of that ends up. Guys, it's very tight between third to seventh. Literally anybody can make it. That's LSG, that's Mumbai, RR, RCB, and Punjab. Just give me two names for you who you think are going to finish third and fourth. Let's just say CSK and GT have qualified. And yeah, just give me two names, Rishi. Third and fourth.
Um, um, okay, I think RR and Mumbai.
Okay. Adi.
I think LSG and RR.
Ooh,
But
that means Adi sees LSG beating Mumbai because they play each other. I think only one of them qualifies, obviously.
yeah,
I think Mumbai will beat LSG, get the job done. LSG don't look that convincing to me. But if
only
RCB
reason
can pull out
LSG.
a miracle,
No, please stop it.
I mean,
Yes,
that's always the case
dude,
with
we
RCB.
have to
But
play GT.
I
In US, we
mean,
have to play Punjab, we have to
that's
play
the last
RR.
game. That's the last
We have to play
to be
RR. Who
fair,
else?
RR, GT, and
RCB
Sunrisers.
have played
No,
a
yes.
game less than RR, MI, and LSG.
Yeah, exactly.
If
That's what
they
I'm
win
saying.
the
So
if
Yeah,
they win the
let's see.
game, they're coming 12. They're level on points with RR.
dude, the thing
Yeah,
is, RCB has to win the next three games regardless because they're going to play
Yeah,
yeah, they'll
RCB,
have to
beat
win all three.
RR. So they have to win all three by huge margins also because we've
No,
had
no, no.
very
If we
good.
get 16 points, we're through. We
they'll
don't
have
need to.
to
Yeah,
they'll
true, true,
have to
true,
pull
true.
up their
Yeah.
sleeves and put on a performance in all three games. That's regardless. But
No,
then
we're
that's
not
the
through. Will we be through if we win the next three games?
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be through. 16 it should be good enough. But let's see. I
But
mean that
LSG
the
is on
exact LSG
LSG
is on
on
13,
13, so they have to
13
get more
points,
than that.
and yeah, yeah,
Wait,
but
how
they
many
they
have they
have to play
played?
Mumbai. They have to play Mumbai. They've played 12. So Mumbai LSG only one
Okay.
wins. So yeah,
Oh, so if RCB win the next three games, they're through.
they're
Interesting.
pretty much through. Yeah.
yeah.
So let's
But
see.
and they
Huh.
play, mind you, they play RR as well.
Yeah, that's
It's
why.
like
Oh,
again
do
They're
they?
playing
small.
Awesome.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
So that's
They're playing
that's
them
that's
tomorrow.
interesting then.
It's literally
Okay.
tomorrow the
wait, they're
decider.
playing
If they
RR
lose tomorrow,
tomorrow,
they're
right?
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3:30.
Yeah, RCB play RR. Yeah, RCB play RR
So
tomorrow.
basically tomorrow's the decider.
Mm.
Not really. Let's see. Let's
And
see
they
what happens
Is it?
tomorrow. No, not really. Like it still
and the
goes
If we
down
game
to.
lose
and the
tomorrow,
game
we won't go
versus
through.
Oh
Gujarat
yeah,
is
if
in
RCB lose tomorrow, it's pretty much done. Yeah, for
Exactly. That's
sure.
what I'm saying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying. Like we have to win. It's do or die tomorrow.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
RCB have to win tomorrow. Okay, but anyways, let's see what happens. I think we've given our picks for third and fourth, and we'll see what happens towards the end of the IPL. It looks like another successful season for Chennai Super Kings. They're just on the trot. Let's see what happens towards the back end. Anyways, thank you so much, guys.